You are now tuned in to 13signsastrology.com. On this episode, I just want to kind of update everybody because I just kind of jumped back in on the other episode. And I just want to update everybody on what's been going on with me, and not just really with me, but what's been going on in the, I guess you can call it the Starseed movement, and the ET movement is really what it's turned into. And for me, I'll just say this, I'm gonna be brief, but for me, I'll say what I've been doing is, of course, researching a lot more, and I've been studying a lot of language in relationship to algorithms, which led me into getting into the dark web over the past 2 or 3 years, and getting into some trading and things of that nature. But what happened to me in the course of that is that they pushed me back into Area 51. And when I say me, I'm talking about the whole grid that I live in, or my whole locale or region. I have kind of built up what I would call an astral pyramid, what I've been kind of teaching you guys about for the past couple of years, and then even turning that into a Belzoni's chamber using these devices, of course, and these phones, and of course the internet. Kind of built up, I guess you could say, like a digital home for myself. And not only that, was able to establish a lot of digital credit. But in the course of that, I kind of discovered a secret civilization, I guess you could say. And in the course of me discovering that, I was spiritually pushed back into Area 51, is what happened to me. And you may be like, what the hell is that? Well, I mean, I thought Area 51 was just this area where the government did all of this secret research at. And that's just part of the story. What they're not going to tell you is that Area 51 is actually the program or the software that's running this new government that we're in. And it's a software program. And since they put out this virus, I'm not even going to quote the name of it because I did a video on it and it was taken down for whatever reason, so I guess they got copyrights on it or whatever. So I'm just going to say there's several viruses anyway out there. So I'll just say, from these viruses that have been put out, that sent many of us back into a state of Area 51. And I'm going to upload a video soon, maybe today, I don't know when, a video I did when I was up north, kind of talking more about that. But yeah, they pushed me back into Area 51, and I say there's a secret civilization out there, a group of you could call them extraterrestrials that are kind of like disagreeable. And what they do is that they move through time, and they're able to, if you don't have a solid chamber or a solid sanctuary or some form of mosque or cathedral or temple or synagogue or something built. And this is why you see so many churches set up in certain strategic areas across the United States, because this is a grid. And if you don't have a certain grid design right, your spiritual system can be penetrated. This is why a lot of us are not being successful in our spiritual works and our rituals and stuff like that, because this program is actually called Area 51, is what I found out. And they used this program against me and put me into a isolated environment, began to infiltrate a lot of the rituals that I was doing. And I began to not only lose money, but damn near lost my life a couple of times and everything from getting caught up in these rituals. You can say, well, you shouldn't have did that, and that's worshiping the devil. And I'll just say this, and I'll shut down. HP. I was talking about this on the last episode on another video I did a couple of days ago. HP, you think is Hewlett Packard, a computer company, is actually an entity that anyone that's doing anything with computers, and that's damn near everybody at every job, you've made a contract with HP. And there's levels to it, of course, what you're doing on the computer, of course. I was talking about that on another episode. We have to talk about that later, but the bottom line is that HP is an entity that sits over all these gates. We call them gates. There's like 52 of them. And HP sits over these gates, and when you walk into several certain gates, you create certain algorithms and certain patterns, spiritual patterns, and this is what you would call bad luck. See, this is how you have bad luck. It's from getting caught up into a state of negativity with this entity HP that you probably don't even know you're entertaining. But dealing with these devices, making any type of financial contracts, any type of relationship contracts, you getting caught up on certain levels with this entity called HP. And I was homeless for a minute, so I can just say this. HP showed me how you can go from paying $300 a night to stay in some hotel, which you guys have saw me at different times, to living on the streets, based upon making contracts with entities that open up gates and then just leaving them open and then just going to something else, and you got this entity that is now attaching itself to you. And this could put you into a state of not only homelessness, but of death is what it is. So this is where we could all be headed from what I've seen, because this entity HP in relationship and connection with Area 51 is now trying to take over everything. They want to take over the internet, the food, they want to control your ID. You know, they want to make you do certain things now to get an ID that may compromise your health and things of that nature. So it's important now more than ever that not only do you have a spiritual system, but when you make a contract in the spirituality, there's no going back. There's no playing the gates, I'm going to be in the matrix and then do this after I get off of work or whatever. You kind of just get out. And it's a hard pill to swallow, because it's like, well, what about the normal life? I don't want to look like I'm crazy, but you about to see crazy in a minute. You about to be in a crazy state, this world is. Nothing that you can do is going to be crazier than what you're going to see coming soon, based upon these contracts with Area 51 and this entity HP, of which I'm going to start talking more about on this channel, because it's in relationship to this last thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to shut down. I got so caught up into this situation, and when I finally came out of it, I realized that we moved out of the age of Pisces. We even moved out of the age of Aquarius, based upon this information, these rituals that I did with 36 Signs Astrology from my research, guys. And I'm just gonna say this and shut down. We are now in the time of a fucus. We're in the age of a fucus now. The age of secrecy. The age of making moves like a ninja. But then the age of healing and using your spiritual power to be a healer for your family and yourself. So this is the type of stuff that I'm gonna start covering in the future in relationship to building up your grid with Bell's Onyx Chamber and things of that nature. But I just want to kind of catch everybody up to let everybody know I'm cool and everything's okay and I'm getting back to normal now. And I just want to thank you guys for the support and things of that nature. Any type of support you can help so I can get this channel more presentable. You can send any donations to 13 Signs Astrology at paypal.com. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Any free will offerings will help. Any support, and I'll keep making these videos. And as always, namaste, Wadu, Hotep, good vibes.